The next feature we want to discuss is printing your own barcode labels. Let's say you don't have barcode labels on some of your products in inventory and you need to print your own. You go to Inventory, Edit Inventory. You're going to pull up one such item on the screen. As soon as you populate the screen with the details of this item that's already in inventory, the Print Labels button will show up. Go ahead and click it. Now, if on your screen you don't see this barcode being generated graphically in here, all that means is that your Windows, your PC doesn't have a barcode font installed on it yet, so it's not ready to generate barcodes, and that's not a problem. We can fix that easily. You either go to the Online Help tab in here within the software, or you can go to our website on the Support tab. I'm going to click this one right now, but both of them are going to take you to the same place. They're basically taking you to the support section of our website. You click Free Support to get to the Free Support section, then the Knowledge Base link in here to get into the Knowledge Base. Once in the Knowledge Base, click the Frequently Asked Questions FAQ tab to get into the FAQ section. And in here, this is the article you're looking for: how to generate barcodes with my PC. Click on that. It's not a long article, as you can see. You can read it carefully. It explains to you how to obtain the barcode fonts for free, where to obtain them from, and as soon as you get them, you install them on your PC. Your PC is going to be ready to generate a barcode, and this screen is going to look exactly like this for you. Now, moving forward, I gotta explain a couple options in here. You have a few choices to make before you just print out the labels. The label, as you're preparing it in here, is going to be shown roughly right here, so you can see it kind of like a print preview before you print. You can see how it looks like, and as you can see, it has three sections. The first section is the barcode itself, and right below it you have the item ID, which is basically the barcode. The second section is the description. It's pulled directly from inventory. Whatever you have put in inventory is description for that item. And the third and the last section is the price for that item. So these three sections in here, you can change their font size right here, right? I'm gonna keep everything at 10-point font size because it works better for what I'm trying to show you now and the size of label that I'm gonna use, right? So that's where you change those font sizes right here. And the next option is the number of labels that you need for printing. Let's say you need, I don't know, just one label. You hit 1 in here. You need 2 labels, you hit 2. So you get the point. Let's say we need, for some reason, we need 4 labels of this shampoo bottle to be printed. So we're going to put 4 in here. The next option, vertical spacing between labels, only plays a role when you select this option for printing format, the 1 column of labels, not the full sheet of labels printing format. Now let me explain these two printing formats. The 1 column of labels, as shown here graphically roughly, is to use on those printers that print on a narrow paper on a roll, like if you were to use your receipt printer to print the labels, or if you were to use a special label printing printer or label printer that also uses a paper on a roll, narrow paper usually, so you need to print them literally like showing this graphic, stack one on top of another vertically. And if you're printing them out and you're not happy with the spacing left between them, if they look like they're almost touching, or for whatever reason you want more space in between them, that is the option. You're going to use vertical spacing between labels, and you're going to just increase this to increase that spacing. Then you print it again and see if you got your desired result until you set the perfect setting for your printer, and then you can always use that setting. Now the full sheet printing format is a little more complicated than that. It's the one that allows you to print on a regular size paper, on a regular size printer, like the home and office printers that we know, where the paper is 8.5 by 11 inches size, also known letter size in USA, or A4 format internationally. And what our software is going to do for you, once you decide what size label you want, is going to automatically adjust for printing the size, width, and height of the labels. It's going to decide how many can fit on your standard paper sheet size. It's going to decide how many columns of them, how many rows of them. It's going to decide their vertical spacing, their horizontal spacing from one another. So there's a lot of things to set up. If we leave you to set this up by yourself, you're probably gonna have a difficult time, because this is a difficult thing to get right. And you know, to save time, what programmers do, especially what's done in Microsoft Word and other printing software out there, what Microsoft uses is they use the standardization for labels. There's label standards that Microsoft Word especially uses, and as soon as you click full sheet option, the choice for those label formats shows up right here. You can make the choice by clicking the drop down menu. You can see that we cover hundreds of these you know, label formats that are standardized, and you can choose from Post-it brands, 3M brand, Avery brand, Dymo brand, Office Depot, and Staple brand. And let's say we'll pick this one, the default that showed up, Avery 5160. We had that as default because it's the most used one out there. So let's stick to Avery 5160 Easy Peel address label. Now, that size of a label tells the computer everything it needs to know, tells the program everything it needs to know. You chose the size of the label, it knows how many to put on one page, what spacing between them, what size there, whatever, everything you need to set up, right? Now, what the interesting part is, you can either print them on a regular sheet of paper and then cut them with scissors, or you can go to your office supply store, your local office supply store, and find the exact Avery 5160 Easy Peel label, and you can have them peel off of the paper and get a more professional result and easier work for you. You don't have to cut nothing, right? So that is also where this becomes very handy. You can go to your office supply store and see what standards they have there, what sizes you like, and pick one that you like. But you can also print them on regular sheet of paper and just cut them with scissors. Now, if you're using those labels, right, and you have an already used sheet that you did for a previous printing job, let's say yesterday, right, and you used some of the sheet, but you didn't use all of the sheet, so you have some labels used up and some labels are very good and you don't want to throw them away, you want to continue on using from a used sheet, use this option in here that says already used sheet, start at position. Now normally you would start at position 1 if it's all brand new sheets, right? But if your first one has some labels used, let's say start at position 3, that will make it skip position 1 and position 2, assumingly those are the labels you peeled off already from a previous printing job and you wanted to start at position 3. That's what this option in here does. It's going to start printing at position 3. Now, if I were to hit print labels from here right now, and if I had the one column of labels selected, what that's going to do is going to send the print job straight to the printer. It's going to print them out. Very easy, no complications, no problem there. This is the easy way of doing it. Now, the very fancy way of doing it, the full sheet, where we select these standards for Microsoft Word to use, what you have to do is you have to have Microsoft Word on your PC, because it's going to have to do what's called a mail merge or an export of these settings to Microsoft Word. So if I hit print labels right now and I have full sheet selected, what it's going to do is going to export it all to Microsoft Word, but it's going to align it all perfectly for you. Our software is going to draw it all in Microsoft Word. It's going to have it ready for you. All you're going to have to do is click print, but it has to go through Microsoft Word, because that is one program that uses these standards in here that we're taking advantage of. So you don't have to do all of the job manually. Now, let's take it one step further and complicate it even more. Let's say this Suave shampoo is not the only thing you wanted to print today. Let's say you have a bigger printing job with more items to print, right? So I'm going to put all the items that you want to print in here with all these settings. If you're okay with the same settings and you want one big printing job with the same label format, you can just click in here, add multiple products or items to this print job. As soon as you click this, the screen expands by exactly this much. Now you have a table where you have to tell the software what labels you want printed, what item IDs you need to have printed. So we're gonna have to put the shampoo as well in here on this list. We said 4 labels of it, right? Click add, it's on the list. Let's add at least one more. Let's do the Suave conditioner, and let's say from that one we need 3. Add. So now you have your list. Your Suave shampoo, 4 labels. Suave conditioner, 3 labels. You can keep on adding them. as many as you need. But let's say this is enough for example in here. Now, as soon as I hit print labels, it's going to take us to Microsoft Word. You're going to see how that looks like right now. And here we are in Word. As we explained previously, we selected first two positions are skipped, started printing from third position. Suave shampoo, you have 4 labels. Suave conditioner, 3 labels. All you need to do is hit print and you're done.